DefiDav back again with another video, and today we're just going to be covering kind of like a crypto market update, and then kind of showing you what I'm thinking of what's going to happen in the marketplace and what's causing this and what's going on kind of thing. So to start off, we already know all the volatility going on today, and Bitcoin has been suffering a lot from it. Bitcoin has dropped down below our previous low of about 33,000 back here in January. It broke that low today, this week, and today it's just been tumbling down. The last kind of form of resistance right here is going to be sitting right here at these wicks, at about 28,000 to 27,000. 29, 28,000. If that's broken, then the next thing is going to be 20,000 down here. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for. If crypto and the stock market is to have any kind of retracement at all, this is going to have to rebound from up here and then slowly grind its way back up here. If this breaks this low and then goes down here, we might see the bear market kind of take effect a lot sooner than we thought it was going to happen, or we even kind of thought was possible. But seeing this collapse like this, everything going forward, going down, could pretty much happen at much faster rates than we thought. But the chances of it going continuously keep going down in a straight line, it's pretty slim. Things, no matter what, usually don't go in a bear market, at least don't go straight down. In a bull market maybe, but in a bear market there's usually a lot more pain involved. So I wouldn't think that's the case yet. So I wouldn't say this retracement is off the table, but we have to see if it holds these structures on the weekly close. So that's pretty much Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin, since it's leading the pack, it's going to be that kind of structure is going to be prevalent on all charts. So Ethereum, I was looking for ABC correction, but since it's breaking this low over here of about 2,500, that ABC is invalid. So we'll see where this weekly close ends up. If it closes green, then since it opened at 2,500, well, it'll be valid, but got to see where this closes. So Ethereum is very special. If they can, if that can reverse course this week and then close green above 2,500, that'd be pretty fantastic. That'd be a really good sign for the crypto market in general. Let's look at BNB. That looks very similar to the other two. The thing with this one, it has not broken its lows yet. So structurally, it did break structure over here, but it's still held up on this low, and then it has another lower low. So we'll see how this one plays out. Similar in concept. XRP, 40. It's holding the 48-cent mark, which was the previous kind of like band of structure. It's holding structure. So let's see if if Bitcoin can pick to reverse its course, then XRP might follow suit. So pretty much everything else is in the same boat in concern like looking at structure and their moves for today. So that's something to keep an eye on. Main thing we want to watch out for is Bitcoin, and then the stock market, of course. So let's look at the stock market and see how that's closing today. So US30 broke its previous low over here at about 33 or 32,600 roughly, or 32,800 around here. It broke it low on the weekly, so it we'll see. The previous week closed below as well, so we'll see what happens with US30. It does look like it wants to keep going down, so we'll see what's happening with that. It's erased a lot of gains in the last last couple weeks, so we'll see what that's happening. But this is kind of an indication of a recession or a bear market kind of taking its toll on the market. It's starting. If it continues to break these lows and continue to tumble down, of course it'll be in a fully fledged bear. But I'm still in hopes of a reversal, potentially, but we'll see what happens. Nasdaq looks very similar. It's breaking its lows and it's in a full blown breakout to the bottom. Now Nasdaq is kind of unique on the weekly chart. Let me delete this fib. On the weekly chart, it's getting closer to our 50% retracement. So if there was going to reverse, we would love it to hit the 50% and then reverse, uh, and then break structure and continue on. It'll give us a good buy area, but at the current moment, we see nothing but sells. So that's how we're going to treat the market at the current moment. We're in bear. So trend is your friend, so don't ignore the trend. But yeah, similar things in the stock market as the crypto market. So that's something you guys want to take note of going forward. One of the things I did want to point out was the Bitcoin. Where is the Bitcoin dominance chart? Yeah. So the Bitcoin dominance chart. So if if the bear market was taking full effect, Bitcoin dominance should be shooting through the roof, just like it has in the past. But at the current moment, it's not. So it has a decent green day today, just rising by about half a percentage. That's not enough in my eyes to see that uh, Bitcoin is really overtaking everything else in the total market. So this is something to keep an eye on. I would love to see this start tanking a little bit more, but we might have another trend touch up here, and then either reversal, or we're going to continue the trend, and then Bitcoin will regain its dominance, and will most likely not have an alt season if that occurs. So that's something to keep an eye out for and watch out for. All right, guys. So in this part, I'm covering one of the kind of unique things that's happening, and also scary things that's happening in the crypto space right now, and it's kind of affecting the Bitcoin price and the overall crypto market price, essentially. So this is what we're looking at right now is Terra USD, Terra USD or UST. It is Luna Terra is a stable token, and this is supposed to be pegged at $1, just like USTT, like USD Tether, and then USDC. This is supposed to be pegged at $1, and over the weekend, we had some people who were shorting the stablecoin. At the same time, they were shorting Luna. Luna is the other token of Terra, of the Terra ecosystem. Now, the issue with that is that um, since the price of USDT is supposed to be stable, the price started to decrease. Now, how does Luna kind of fix this problem, or attempt to solve it? Is that they sell assets based on their balance sheets, and then send money back into this liquidity pool, and then rebalance the liquidity pool, which repegs the price back at $1. With this rebalanced liquidity pool, the price would stay at $1 essentially, and it would handle the fluctuations. Now the issue is, whenever that happens, the Terra price will, or Terra Luna price will go down, because of the balance sheet selling or asset selling, in order to kind of cover the LP scoop over here. So when that happens, the Terra price goes down. So when the traders over here over the weekend were shorting, they were shorting Luna at the same time. And even though this over the weekend was fixed, um, I'd say fairly quickly, it didn't really react to, it didn't get back to $1 on this metric, but on chain it was at $1. But since Bitcoin has been dumping and the entire market has been kind of suffering, this has not helped out the Terra USDT chart, and this thing almost capitulated very hard to about almost 88 cents, 90 cents. It's currently at 88 cents and is continuing to drop. So this is one thing we want to watch out for, because Terra Luna, they also today moved their entire Bitcoin wallet out in order to defend their peg. So that is about 45,000 Bitcoin, about almost $1.3 billion. That's kind of moving out from cold storage onto the exchanges. Whether that's going to be how that's going to be utilized was tweeted out, but seeing that as investors and people outside the space, and you're seeing 45,000 Bitcoin move from a wallet to exchange, that will spark some kind of FUD and fear in the marketplace. So as one of the things I'm watching out for, just to see what happens with it. I'm not personally invested in Bitcoin, or exposed to it as much as other altcoins. So personally, I'm quite really curious to see what happens with it. But this is their Twitter thread. This is by the Luna Foundation Guard. Over the last several days, market volatility across crypto assets has been significant. The market turmoil is also reflected by past weeks' uncertain macro conditions across the legacy asset classes. So relative to Terra, UST has experienced notable directional flow over the weekend, accompanied by similar volatility in both Luna and Bitcoin. While this flow is currently evened out, it's prudent to prepare for potential future volatility. So what this tweet is saying that over the weekend, UST experienced a lot of volatility because there was a uh, rumor essentially that since the Bitcoin was dumping in, the Bitcoin is going to be put up for a loan, and in order to peg the or defend the peg, a lot of holders got cold feet and they withdrew a lot of liquidity from UST. So in order to do that, and in order to protect against it, Luna kind of set up this solution. So per the LFG's mandate, the LFG will proactively defend the stability of the USDT and the broader Terra economy. So here, as a result, the LFG Council has voted to execute the following: loan $750 million worth of Bitcoin to OTC trading firms or the over-the-counter trading firms to help protect the USD peg. Loan 750 million USDT to accumulate Bitcoin as market conditions normalize. So this is pretty huge. So 750 million worth of Bitcoin to OTC trading firms. That's basically saying, hey, we're sending out a bunch of Bitcoin to all of these exchanges for these market makers in order to help them kind of handle the USDT fluctuation when you're using Bitcoin as collateral. The other 750 million of USD Tether, or not USD Tether, sorry, USD Terra, this one, that is to accumulate Bitcoin as market conditions normalize. So as soon as things are dipping super hard, this 750 million will be used to buy Bitcoin and help it stabilize a little bit, and this 750 million will be used to kind of help their stablecoin peg to remain pegged to $1. This kind of clocked out today around, I think they tweeted it, probably not on this one, but they tweeted it around 4 p.m. today that it was back to $1 in terms of on-chain transactions. But we can see on third party places it's not reflecting as clearly. So maybe it is the case, maybe it's not the case. But this is something that we're gonna see kind of play out over the next coming, I would say, day or two. But it's something super interesting to watch because the timing is odd in terms of like how all this stuff kind of happened at the same time. The entire market, stock market, and crypto market decided to dump at the same time that Luna and Terra couldn't handle their outflows and were forced to sell their assets in order to recover their peg. So Terra and UST got knocked down a couple of spots today. So yeah, something I'm gonna keep an eye out on, and then we'll see if that impacts Bitcoin and puts us in a quick bear, or is it going to, is this solution that they have with this $1.5 billion essentially worth of assets going to help prop the market back up and then provide crucial support at these levels. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how the rest of the day or rest of the week plays out, and kind of move on from there. But we want to see Bitcoin hold this 30,000. I wouldn't mind seeing a wick down to 27,000 or 28,000, but the closes need to be above 30,000 range in order to for me to be happy about it. All right, guys. So in order to summarize everything that I'm kind of looking at, my main analysis kind of stems from the DXY. So as the DXY is rising, all the other assets are having an inverse correlation. So as the DXY is rising, everything else is falling at the moment. We can look at the stock market and see the plunge. We can see the crypto market as well, and then see the plunge that everything is kind of reacting in a very volatile way at the current moment. So what am I looking at in terms of the DXY? The odd thing about the DXY and the rest of the market is that everything is sitting on crucial supports on like the very high other super high time frames, like the weekly, the monthly, the daily. So these supports and resistance are really crucial. So we're looking at DXY. It's kind of in a bullish flag pennant. If it breaks out to the bottom side and it gets under the MA, we might see a reversal happen, but that you know, it had a weird fake out right here where we thought it was going to kind of go and then a reverse course. So DXY is very, very volatile right now. So it, we'll see what happens with it. But in my, in the perfect scenario, we wanted this to tank so all the assets would rise in price. But we'll see what happens. So also, this rise in price in the DXY, in my opinion, I think it's more so because of other currencies weakening versus the dollar gaining strength, considering our inflation levels and what what's happening in our country at the current moment. So that's one thing we want to take into consideration. And one of the reasons why the DXY has been so bullish is because the euro has been so stagnant in terms of the last couple of weeks. But overall, in the last couple of months and since the beginning of the year, this thing has been very, very bearish. All actually going all the way back to 2021 in the summer. So last year, pretty much till today. So we can see the difference it was from like where was it, May right here, May 3rd, May 10th right here. It was about $1.21 versus now it's $1.05. So we want to see the euro gain some strength so we can knock some knock the DXY off of its pedestal right now. So that's one of the things I'm watching for is I want to see the euro reverse course and get a little bit bullish, get some bullish traction going, and gain some strength against the DXY. But that's one of the main things why I'm seeing if this can reverse course and weaken the DXY, the dollar, then we can potentially see some more strength in our assets in terms of like Nasdaq, US 30, Bitcoin, because they're going to be all correlated and moving similarly. So we'll see what happens in the next couple days, and then the weekly close for all these things will be pretty important. So we'll see what happens.